Hello there. I have a new video here for you, and it's a collection of my black handbags. Mostly 99.9% of them would be solid black. And I realized that I have a lot of black handbags, and I didn't even notice it until I started reorganizing my handbag storage downstairs, and I was like, oh dear, I have a lot of black handbags. So maybe I will have to make a video just highlighting my black handbags. So as you can see, most of these handbags, or some of these handbags, have been featured in my previous videos, but collectively, as a black bag collection, this would be interesting as well. I know that there are a lot of black handbag tags on YouTube. Nobody tagged me. In fact, my YouTube channel was created mainly for my Facebook friends and some of my family members who are not my friends on Facebook, so they could see what I have, because they would ask me every now and then about this bag and that. So that's how and besides, I could not download it from Facebook straight away, so I had to create a YouTube account before I could do that. So that's how my YouTube channel started. And okay, so there you go. And this is a combination of designer and vintage bags. Okay, on the left side would be my designer area, and on the right side mostly vintage pieces, except for the satin one, which is BCBG. Okay, so let's start off with my designer piece. Of course, I have the La Panthère Cartier in gold tone hardware. In the previous video, I mentioned that this is not a vintage piece yet, because it has to be 20 years or older. But then it was a mistake. This was in 1990, so obviously this is like 27 years old. So so this is a vintage piece, and it is in excellent condition. And for those who have not seen that video, here it is. It has the panther closure clasp, and with a gold tone on the handles. Okay, next is my Nina Ricci, and this is a vintage piece, I believe. It has a lucite handle. That's really I love this. It's so sleek and chic, and I just love this. Okay, and I have this Gucci. This is a vintage Gucci, but I'm gonna tear this apart and probably just this is a vintage piece, and I'm not so impressed with the condition of the straps, because it's all torn, and it's just not in good condition. So I think I will just have to replace the straps, or I plan to cut this, chop this, and then just put it on a hardcover book. I plan to tear this apart. Okay, it says it's their anniversary collection, so so there. Okay, and this is my one of my latest purchases, which is the Longchamp handbag, and it's in a classic shoulder bag style, and it's something that my mom would wear. I love vintage bags, but this just doesn't suit me. Okay, and I have a Tod's handbag here, pebbled grained leather, and honestly, I have not been wearing that. It's actually very heavy, but let me see. It's a very well made handbag, underrated bag. Tod's, or if you're going to invest in a bag that would last you for a very long time, it would be Tod's. And it used to have scuffings in the corners, but I just covered it up with some shoe polish, and it did the work. I didn't have to bring it to the repair guy. And of course, my very big, the large Celine, all smooth leather calfskin in gold with gold tone hardware. This is the Celine large trapeze handbag. So I did a review on each of these handbags already. So if you're interested, you could scroll down my channel. And this Dior Le Trente with silver hardware. And this is one of my favorites. This is my Ferragamo. Look at that. It's just so shiny. So I love this. I love this handbag. But if you stuff it a lot, if you stuff it too much, it's not gonna close properly. So that's one thing. But this is a very nice handbag. And then, of course, I have my Chanel here. My only Chanel in my collection, the Chevron Serpic Iridescent with the gold tone hardware. And I have my Ferragamo Marisa bag. I think I'm going to give this to my mom. It has been with me for like 3 years, and I have not even I've just used this once. This is uncomfortable though. It's very hard. I feel like it's so hard and stiff. It's very uncomfortable. And of course, this is one of my favorites. However, it is too big and boxy. I am petite and I'm only 5'2", and every time I wear this, I feel like, oh, it's really too big. But the Celine, I really don't mind it being too big though. It's just, the space is just unnecessary because I don't need that space when I go out. I love this. It's so sturdy. It's Fendi, by the way. It's Fendi. And yeah, okay, so we move on to my this is not a vintage piece. However, I put it in this row because they all have gold chains. And this is a BCBG Max Azria satin bag. It's really cute. And this is one of my favorite vintage pieces. It's in suede leather, and this is one of a kind because I don't see any of these on eBay or anywhere else. So this is like in the 1940s, but I don't know what they did to the hardware because there is no tarnishing at all. So it's very impressive, the vintage bags. The hardware is just really shiny, and yeah, I just love the 2 balls over here. And I also have like a vintage piece here. It looks like a Chanel, and it's like Napa leather. It's very soft. It's really soft. And yeah, so it may not be a name brand, but nevertheless it's a vintage piece. And I just love the chocolate, the square quilting over here, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the hardware. So this is by a designer in the 1970s. I forgot the name. Okay, so, and I also have this. This is one of my favorites as well because it has a tortoise shell hardware, and I just love that. And the tassel, of course. So it's just an outstanding piece. And this one is a signature. It's a branded 1970s piece. This was bought in Neiman Marcus before, but I bought it someplace else. And it had a tag from the flea. It was from the flea market, but the tag says it was from Neiman Marcus. And I don't know what kind of skin this is. And this is by J. Perez, and it's really, really, really nice. So in my handbag book, it says there that the noisier the hardware of your bag is when you clip it, the sturdier it's gonna be. So the more it's like it's really, really well made. And there is a trick to open this and close this. You really have to line up the holes, and then you have to hear the click. So for security, but it's just a bummer when you're in a hurry because you can just close it right away. So I just love this. It's by J. Perez. Okay. And these are classic bags. Okay, and I have this DIY do-it-yourself thing. I bought this a handbag from a thrift shop for I think $5 or less than $5, and it's really, really cute. And then I put I asked my husband to glue one of my vintage this serpentine thing here. I could not figure out what it is for. It could be a dress or a tie thing, but since it has like that Bulgari effect, so I thought, okay, I might as well just glue it. So he glued this, and it looks nice. So I'm the only one with this kind of handbag. So it's very, very unique. I mentioned that when I made one of the videos the last time, and I finally got to do that. Okay, and I have this. This is a vintage Muscovitz piece, and I just love this. It looks like Gucci. I mean, this is the hardware here is very, very heavy. And then those are my quilted bags. They all look similar. They all look similar with a tassel and gold chain, but this is a softer leather. This is a Napa leather. It looks like super, it is close to being black already. It's like super dark blue. If I don't put the flash in here, you would see it as black. That's why they're here. But this is a black thing. It's quilting, but it's not, it's shallow. I mean, the quilting here is shallow. Unlike this is a Napa leather. This is very, very soft. And this one is super, super soft as well. It has the quilting here is really, really thick. And I just love, this is one of my favorites. So there. And I have this. This is a vintage Enzo Angliolini. So this is a mini bag. It has the straps inside. I think I have to make a video focusing on bags hardware, because they come in different materials and variations, and I just love it. And this is a vintage piece, and this is one of the softest leather I've ever touched. This is just so gorgeous, and I just love to run my fingers through it. And this is a vintage suede leather, and it's made in Korea. And of course, my vintage coach here. I have this, just the messenger bag. The straps are inside, and this is the wallet. And I love it. I love vintage coach. So I'm not a big fan of, I have to say this again and again, the Coach. I just love their solid pieces, and their vintage pieces are, I would say, collector's item, because the quality is just there. And then I have this. This is one of my unique vintage pieces. It's, although there is some cracking already, and this is a Vicky original. It's just really nice. And yeah, so it's in an accordion type. It's really, really gorgeous. I think I have to do an update of my collection of vintage bags because I have added more. And yeah, and this is one. This is an Italian brand as well. This is a vintage type, and I just love this with a silver hardware. If you've been watching my channel, so I bought this from the flea market as well. And look at that clasp. And I just love this. It's just so clean and sleek, and it had some problems there, here and there before. I mean, some scuffings there, but I managed to cover it up with a shoe polish, with a black shoe polish. And yeah, it's okay. So it's not that obvious anymore. So this also has a strap, but I put them inside. And okay, and my last one, this is a handmade vintage made in America handbag. And so that's how you would wear it, or I would just simply hold it like this. And it's by Zenith handcrafted handmade handbags by Zenith. I thought they made watches as well, and I just love this. This is a very tough leather, very tough leather. It may have a bit of marks there, but no biggie. Okay, so my favorite piece would be the vintage pieces, honestly. But yeah, so my favorite would be the Cartier, of course, and yeah, the Ferragamo. And this, what else? List is Longchamp, Longchamp, and Todd's. But I love my vintage pieces. So there you go. That's why I encourage you to go to flea markets if you have time, flea markets or thrift shops. But lately I haven't. Sometimes you don't see nice handbags there anymore. So so sometimes I just get bags there to rip apart, tear it apart, and make it into something else. And yeah, but there are just some vintage pieces that you don't mess with. You don't mess with them because those people have really, it's like the vintage jewelry. You don't have to, if you see a very good piece, don't tear it apart. You have to preserve it as it is. So there, okay. And yeah, all right. So maybe the next video would be highlighting the hardware of a handbag and clasps. Okay, bye.